please help me welcome to the stage for their very first concert, the 5th grade band. Thank you all for coming tonight. It is such a cool thing to see how far these students have come in just a few short months, from some of those sounds you heard early on at home to now actual songs you can recognize. They're doing such a good job, and I'm so proud of what these students have done in really just a few short classes. It's just incredible. And you heard the first piece, we kind of rotated around. You heard everyone play together, then you heard the woodwinds play with percussion, then the brass play with percussion, and then you heard everybody play again. So we're going to do a similar sort of repeated piece of music for our second tune. And these are just using the basic skills that we've learned so far on basic tone production and note reading and music phrasing, and starting to put together the pieces that will form music that's recognizable. So this is our next piece, and you'll hear a similar pattern of everyone playing, then the woodwinds, then the brass, and then everyone again. Thank you very much. So both of those first two selections, all the students are playing what we call a unison line, everyone on the melody, all playing the same notes and rhythms. And the next thing we're going to demonstrate is the first chance we're branching out and having multiple parts where we have melody and a couple of harmony parts that all work together to create a much more rich and full sounding arrangement. And so it's one of the coolest things I really enjoy about this concert is you get to see the very beginnings, and then when the wind ensemble comes up, you'll get to see where this is all headed. I was telling the fifth grade students earlier, you know, there's 3 different parts here we're going to demonstrate. There's an A part melody, a B part harmony, and a C part harmony, along with percussion. So there's 3 or 4 different parts happening. And when you hear the wind ensemble play in a few minutes, I was telling the students, there may be 3 parts in each section for maybe a total of 25 or 30 different things all happening simultaneously, which requires a lot of independence and confidence in the way the students play. So this is the 5th graders' first chance to demonstrate this sort of independence, where they don't always have the melody, but they have supporting roles and supporting parts that we can all collaborate and work together on. And so before we play all the parts combined together, I'm going to let you hear each part individually. We're going to start with the bass parts, with the low brass, and then we'll move on to what is the harmony part, and then finally the melody you'll hear. And then, of course, we'll put all that together to play straight through our arrangement of Jingle Bells. So let me let you hear some of the 3 different parts you'll hear, and each one of these will be with percussion. So I'll start with the bass part, which is kind of the foundation, kind of the most important part of what makes the band sound full and mature. So as I told the students, you know, you can't really go home and play that for your parents and tell them that that's Jingle Bells, because that doesn't really sound like Jingle Bells by itself. So it won't sound like the real arrangement until we put all the parts together, but that bass line part is the foundation, and it, in a lot of ways, is the most important part. So next we're going to move on to a harmony, which is the same rhythms as the melody, but different notes that will sort of enrich the way the melody sounds. So this second part is going to be played by the French horns and saxophones, and this is what would be a harmony to the melody. That starts to sound a little bit more like Jingle Bells. You can kind of hear the rhythm in that. And next you'll hear what we call the melody part, which is the tune that everyone knows. And then after that you'll hear all the parts put together that makes a cohesive, full band arrangement with lots of rich harmonies and interesting sort of depth to the way the melody sounds. So this is the melody, then we'll put it all together for you. Thank you very much. So we'll have a short intermission here while we switch places and the wind ensemble comes down. And again, thank you for being here. And keep in mind that the kind of the point of this concert is to hear the progression. Hear where these students will be in just a few short years when they're in the older classes. So just give us a moment for a brief change and we'll be right back. right. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to the stage the John Cooper Percussion Ensemble to start this portion of the concert. a quick word about our first piece called Cathedral Mountain. This is a piece of music that was written about the Cathedral Mountain in the mountain range in West Texas. And this is just an interesting piece with a lot of different styles and a lot of different rhythmic concepts. This was really a learning piece, kind of a you know, if you will, a lab for music, exploring all kinds of mixed meter, different sort of harmonic textures, all kinds of different soloistic types of sections in this piece. And I think you're really going to enjoy it. It's really a very interesting piece of music. And if you would also please help me welcome the Wind Ensemble to the stage. So the next piece of music is a really different kind of piece. It was originally a choral transcription by a composer named Eric Whitacre. And this is a very ethereal sort of tone painting. Very, very beautiful, and it takes an incredible amount of control tone-wise. And it's based on a poem, and the words of the poem are light, warm and heavy, as pure gold, and the angels sing softly to the newborn baby. Luxarumke. Thank you very much. So that's a really emotionally moving piece for me, especially, and I thoroughly enjoyed working on that with the students. It was great. Next piece of music is one of the standard repertoire in the wind band literature. It is the English Folk Song Suites by Vaughan Williams. This is one of the most well-known pieces of band literature ever written. And we're just playing the first movement tonight. We talked with the students about maybe playing the other movements in the spring, but it's an extensive work. This is something normally only programmed by professional organizations, military groups. This is just a true standard in the wind band literature. And so this is the march from the English Folk Song Suite, and it's entitled 17 Come Sunday. That piece brings back memories for me too, because when I was in high school, my band director programmed that piece of music, and I got exposed to that kind of literature very early. So very cool piece of music. If you want to go check it out online, you can listen to the other movements. Listen to the United States Marine Band recording. If you find one, that's really the best one. Isn't it interesting, though, to hear the progression from the beginning to where we are now? You know, as amazing as the fifth graders were, I mean, they just did just a super job. How about another hand for the fifth graders, right? They did so well. And to know in just a few short years they'll be here. And to me, that's one of the most rewarding parts of my job is to foster this development from when they're very young until they're, you know, seniors in high school. And a lot of these students, you know, I'll stay in touch with as they go through college and beyond. I've been friends with former students, you know, now it's been 35 years I've been teaching. So it's such a pleasure and it's such a gift to me to be able to work with your students. And I hope our gift to you this holiday season is something that's meaningful and it's something that you can start your holiday season with. Our last piece of music is called Winterscape. It's more of a lighter piece. It's a medley of a lot of different elements of different holiday tunes you might be familiar with. Thank you again for coming, and we hope you enjoy our last piece of music. Thank you all again for coming. Have a great evening.